Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Well, welcome home, Carters and Cardettes. How long were you guys standing there? Not too long, I hope. You didn't see too much, right? Well, anywho, let's get into the idea behind today's video. So, the other day I was asked a question. Over 5 years, or what's more reliable? An older car like this? Or a newer car like this one? This is a 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan. Or an old Tahoe like this. So, the whole idea in this, and this is not the greatest example for Tahoe for research references based off a modern day Chevrolet Tahoe. This is a brand new Chevrolet Tahoe, has a 5.3 liter Ecotec now, which, as many of us all know now, it's had a, how do I say it in a polite way, problems. A couple of them, 1, 2, maybe 4, closer to 10. So this one here is my 1999 Chevrolet Tahoe. It's got the 5.7 liter V8 Vortec. There were a couple of years where the 5.7 350, which is what this is essentially, became a Vortec and had the Vortec fuel injector and all that. So this isn't exactly a great example to compare to that, the new one. So we're not going to use this particular one. So instead, what I've done, I've spent most of today, a lot of yesterday, a lot of the day before, studying up, trying to figure out what would be a good 1A to 1B comparison for today's video. And that's what we're going to see right here, right now. So sit down, grab some popcorn, grab a pop, grab a cold beer, whatever. Just grab something and sit down and watch the video. Are you sitting now? Oh, I gotta take you on anyway, don't I? So while I know this is not a GMT 800, it's still going to give you a kind of an idea of what you used to get back in the day. This is a 99, and back then it'd come with heated seats, power lumbar, power adjustable, and this one, because it's 2-door, you can fold the seat back and forth. But one thing I really wanted to show you with these older Tahoes and all that is allow me to get in. Oh. The seats are absolutely unbelievably comfortable. Like, you got quite the bolsters on these, and they really support you. You also got armrests and the center console, as compared to these newer cars where you just get either a center console or an armrest. And that's part of why I think maybe comfort-wise, these are a little bit better than some of the newer options. And look at this, too. This is all soft touch. Soft touch up here. And you even got your power windows and all that. Welcome down to the basement, y'all. Also known as my bedroom. I just saw my friend Spider there, Fido. He's a really nice feller. Or at least I think he is, until he bit me at one time. I haven't really forgotten that. Lots changed since then. So anyway, I went ahead. I've taken notes. As you can see, it's on paper this time. Unlike on my phone, and I have to pause it 15,000 times just to know what I'm reading and know what I need to report and all that. So, for simplicity, the whole goal in this is to prove that you can still buy a family car. We're using family cars only. That seems to be a large market, and that seems to be the one where everyone has the most headache. Trust me, I get it. I want my family to be safe too. So, for simplicity, we could use a Ford Expedition. We could use Toyotas. We could use Dodge. We could use just about anything under the sun. For simplicity and the sake of this video, we're using only Chevrolet Tahoe. So they have the same motor as they did back in 2001, 2002. For the most part, other than obviously the active fuel management and this, that, and the other, and it being the Ecotec 5.3 liter V8 as compared to the Vortec 5.3 liter. So everything's a Tahoe on this list. I got 5 examples on here. I got one, which is essentially going to be the beater. I got 2 higher end, older cars, or cleaner older cars, if you will. And I got an all new one, and I got a 4-year-old 2022. So for this video, everything's an LT trim level. So you could obviously get an LTZ, you can get your high countries, this, that, and the other, but for the sake of simplicity, everything is optioned the same for the most part. Leather seats, radio, AM, FM. Obviously, none of these have, or none of the older cars have a touchscreen or this, that, the other, and analog gauges as compared to digital. So I got my notes here for a all new 2026 Chevrolet Tahoe LT. It is $76,000 starting, or that's the price I got on it. A month, it would be $13.69 a month for. Do I have? I do not. For good credit, I'm assuming it's like, I don't remember what I did for a length of the credit. I'm assuming 48 months. That seems to be the standard for a lot. Obviously, the monthly payment's going to be completely different based off your credit score, your credit history, this, that, and the other. We're not getting into that. We're just going to give you a ballpark number here, as for one to the other. So, for an example, we're going to just say you have $10,000 to put down on these cars, right? You got $10,000 saved up for a car. You're looking for a brand new. You're looking at 4-year-old. We're also going to look at the old stuff. So, the 2022 that I found on the website, Auto Trader, and everything's all in one spot. We're only using one website today, and that's only going to be Auto Trader. So for the 2022, it's got 88,000 miles on it. The price is $40,000 at $748 a month. So that's a pretty penny in my opinion for 88,000 miles. So here are the prices for a brand new, or not brand new obviously, for a little older. I found a 2002 and I found a 2005. The 02 has a miles of 77,000 miles for $13,000. It's in really good shape. I can't show you it unfortunately, but it's a good looking car. I got a 2005 98,000 miles, 10,000 above the 22, but it's only $12,000 as compared to $40,000. So, in the beater I found, and reminder, this is I'm calling this the beater with the heater. This is an emergency car. You need a car right now to transport the family and this, that, and the other. That's what this car is for. That's all that it's for. It is $4,700 and it's $196 on the miles. So it's up there. It's not cheap. It's not. I mean, it's a discount car. There's a reason it's cheap. But so now we're going to go into pricing, parts, and this and the other. So for a water pump for for a 22 to 26, and this is what the repair costs. This is with labor. This is per the national average. I got $1,000 to $1,100 on the top end for a 22 to 26. Basically, the first two cars. The 0205 is 1,300. Or hold on, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Oh no, never mind. I was reading the wrong one. So for a water pump, it's $1,000 to $1,100. For the 02 to 05, it's $800 to $1,000. Right there, we're starting to see a trend here now, and this is the trend I noticed with a lot of this. So for a timing chain, mind you, I can't find the parts for the 22 or 25 right now. So everything I looked up is on O'Reilly for car parts and all that. So the only car parts I can find are for the 02 and 05, and they're pretty mirrored in price. So for a timing chain, and this is be replaced at a Chevrolet dealership too. So for a timing chain, it's $2,300, $3,800 for 22 to 26. Ouch, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, I think. I'll give you an idea on how much part is actually worth when we get there, but unfortunately you can't get that with or an idea on the part for the 22 to 26 because the parts aren't out for us to buy at the moment because you have to go to the dealership to buy it. And for the timing chain on the, or timing belt, new one's a timing belt, the older one's a timing chain motor. So for the 02 and the 05, it's $1,300 to $2,300 at a dealership, as compared to $2,300 to $3,800. We're already starting to see that the same thing. We're starting to see it, and this is what people have said before. This is what people have complained about with new cars. I'm one of them. I used to have a 2019 Silverado. The reason I have this because parts are cheaper in this. I can do everything on it. I don't have to just take it to the dealership because something breaks on it. I can do it in my backyard. I can do it in my driveway. I can do it wherever I want. And I can do it. I can do it. I can fix it. Trust me. And for parts, this is just a water pump. This is the only one I could find. I couldn't find a timing belt for the new one. I find a timing chain. It's about for the 0205s. They're like, I don't know. I didn't write it down, but I think it's like $200. So it isn't terrible. But then of course labor on top of that. And that's the kicker there because you have to time the motor and all that. So for the water pump, for the new one, for the newer ones, we're just going to call it the newer ones. 22 to 26, it is $351 for a water pump. The 02 to 05, it would be $249. Ouch. So now we got fuel economy. This is this weird thing. Fuel economy on these are right around the exact same. And this is with the new ones having a 10-speed transmission as compared to a 4-speed transmission. This is weird here. This is very weird. Very fishy, I think. But, so, on the 26, I got 14 to 18. This is city and highway. 22, it's 15 to 19. The 02, it's 14 to 17. 05 is 15 to 19. So even with all the active fuel management stuff that we got nowadays, the thinner oil, everything to make the motor punch out as much of in the way of fuel economy as it can, we're not seeing it on the fuel economy right now. It's right around the exact same as it was almost 30 years ago now. I get 18 with mine right out there on the driveway. I love it. I love that it's old. I love that it's simple, and I can get 18 miles a gallon with it. It's a great car, great truck. Highly recommend an old GM product myself. That's before I read this. After this, it's not going to change much, I gotta tell you. So now we move into towing. For the 02 to 05, we have 7,500 in the bottom end. It's going to be for your four-wheel drive. 8,500 on the top end. That would be your rear-wheel drive. That's a good amount. But here's the funny thing. The 22 to 26, it's going to be pretty darn near a mirror image. I got 8,000 on the low end, 8,400 on the top end. So now we're really starting to see exactly what this is all intriguing to me, because we're not seeing like a drastic change over the years. And mind you, this is a 2002. We've had 3 generations since then. Nothing's changed much on them. All that's changed is you got a new screen on the new cars. You got more repair costs and this and the other. Is it really worth at the end yet? We're going to answer that. We're going to answer that. So for the field breakdown, this is where I did a lot of math. I'm not good at math, but I think I've got it all down to a science here, for the most part. So, ballpark between all 4 cars, we're going to just go and call it 17 miles per gallon combined for all 4 of them. The tanks on the older 02 to 05, it's a 26 gallon tank. 22 and a 26 are both the exact same size at 24 gallons. A gallon tank. They all take regular fuel. In Michigan, Williamson, Michigan, that's where I'm filming this. That's where I'm from. Our current fuel price, and it's pricey at the moment. We're at $4.15 a gallon for regular. I know it's up there. So I thought it'd be cool. Let's break down the fuel over 5 years on all these. Right now, so we're looking at $18,264.71 for 5 years at $4.14 a gallon. And this is factoring in the average human being drives 15,000 miles. I'm factoring this at 15,000 miles a year. So that brings it up to 75,000 miles in 5 years. Still drastic. I still don't like that personally. It makes me feel like I'm spending a lot of money at the pump. Because I am spending a lot of money at the pump, darn it! So now we get into the costs over 5 years. And I didn't include it on here, but because everyone's different with the oil change prices and this and the other. I know recycling costs are different from one state to the others, which is when you go to Quick Lube or a Chevrolet dealership, you're going to pay that. We're going to pay that here too in my garage. I just have I have 2 5-gallon buckets, and I fill up with oil over time, and then I'll just take them to recycle. That usually gets me through about an entire year. It's been about a year since I've been there, so I might have to do it pretty soon here. It's not really something I look forward to doing, especially now that I don't have a truck. So, the O2 over 5 years. Mind you, the truck was $13,000 to begin with. So, and this is factoring this. This is going to factor in. Let's say you do have a timing chain. Let's say you do need a water pump in the 5 years. It's not a guarantee necessarily for any of these cars, but what if? What if I do? What if I don't? And usually both are going to be thrown into the same repair because they're right there in the same part of the motor. I know I've been saying time and chain and time and belt and confusing them, but this is the timing chain. This is the 02 and 05. And then we're going to get mixed up with the time belt. So, factoring everything in, the 2002 is at $35,464. The 05 over 5 years is $34,464. Basically a mirror image. The 2022 over 5 years is at $64,364. Ouch! The all new, this is where it gets interesting. The all new 2026 Chevrolet Tahoe over 5 years is $100,000 or $100,264. Ouch. So right there from a brand new one, it's quarter of the cost, or almost quarter of the cost for an 02 and 05 for the exact same truck. This is why I wanted to break this down. You're saving money, yes. Will it be exactly $100,000 for 5 years to run a 2026 Tahoe for you? Not necessarily. If you need a water pump or a timing chain in the first 5 years of owning it, there's likely going to be warranty, and it's going to be covered under warranty. So I hope it will be covered under warranty, because that's an expensive repair. But I point and throwing that all on there. And another thing I want to mention with the newer cars, as compared to the older cars, I can work on the older cars here in my driveway. I can take it over to a quick lube place and they'll change the oil. You really can't do that just quite yet with these newer cars, because it's still the current technology. GM's really holding on to that as tight as they can. They don't want it to go out to Joe Schmo at a quick lube place or me. So the other thing to think about too with these newer cars is part availability. Part availability is not quite to where it was, say, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. A lot of the dealerships don't have the parts on hand. They have to ship them in so that way they can throw them on the car. So, like, let's say you are waiting on a new computer module or something. You just spent $70,000 on a brand new Tahoe. And I had to take it in for service to begin with. Do I really want to go through the hassle and drive some other car that I'd never paid for? That being the loaner car, for weeks on end, waiting for this part to come in. Do I really want to do that? No, because I didn't pay for the loaner car. I paid for the car. I paid for a Tahoe. I want to drive Tahoe. That's all I really want to drive. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. At this point, I really don't. So, in that perspective, we're also going to throw in the fact for comfort and reliability. I've had 3 or 4, maybe 5 now, GMT 800s, which is what this Tahoe is. The older Tahoes are GMT 800s, which would be like your Silverados, GMC Yukons, GMC Sierras. You get the idea. It was basically from 99 to 2007. I've had 4 of them. I've loved every single one of them. They're very reliable. They're extremely comfortable. And I would drive them any day of the week. Happily. Sometimes I'd take it over a classic car. That's how comfortable these cars are. And that first clip I showed you of me climbing into the truck, it's no joke. These are very comfortable seats. The seating positions are perfect on these. The backs on the seats, the heated seats work phenomenal. Like, these newer cars, you got heated seats, but they just get warm. These actually toast. Like, these heated seats feel really good on these new cars. Or the older cars, excuse me. For price, obviously, big winner for price is, $35,000 for 5 years seems a lot. But then you compare it to the 22 at $64,000, or the new one for $100,000. That's a lot of money. Not many people really have that on hand. That's my point. So, I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think you would be better off with an older car. From a reliability standpoint, you can take them to Joe Schmo's mechanic shop down the street and they can fix it. I can fix parts on my car. I'm not saying that you should. I would highly recommend a mechanic to work on it. And that also being said, when you go out to drive these older cars, I would have a mechanic or someone mechanically inclined look at it with you. Because I can tell you right now, it's really hard to tell if you have frame damage or anything like that. These being better examples of these older cars, I would highly, I would not, I would never even question them having frame damage. They don't have any frame damage whatsoever. These are low mile cars. These are very reliable cars. I would drive the heck out of them once I listen here. Mine are a little different story. I buy them from behind buildings and all that. I I got problems. My problem is cars. I like cars. So let me know in the comments section below. Really feel like we learned anything today? Or are you still leaning towards a newer car? I will also mention the seats in these newer Silverado Tahoes. They're okay. They're firmer than these GMT 800s. Like, I really think of all the cars I've ever ridden in, the GMT 800s are the most comfortable out there, bar none. And that goes for all these older cars too. I mean, this could be compared to any car on a dealer lot right now, brand new. Like a brand new Explorer, you could take an old Explorer and compare it to the new Explorer. That's not in the other. Numbers are going to be roughly the same. And I would still take the older Explorer because at this point I can work on them. I can't work on a newer one. I don't have any idea what I'm doing with it. Other than walking away and going towards the older car, if there's one on the lot. But let me know in the comments section below. What do you think? Did you learn anything today? I think I learned a lot. I learned my back gets pretty bad when I sit in the computer, see, for a couple hours and just start scrolling away on the interwebs, trying to do research. I don't get it. I don't get why people can sit at a desk all day for a job. It hurts. It's not good. I don't like it. I hurry up and moving around. So anyway, remember y'all, and thanks for watching again. And remember, driving's a privilege, so go out and drive something fun today. Drive an old car. I'll see you later.